Today, we're counting down the 30 most unforgettable celebrity cheating scandals that left fans speechless. Number 30. Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. Few Hollywood couples have kept people guessing quite like Will and Jada. Married since 1997, they've weathered more rumors, memes, and interviews than most celebrities could handle. In 2020, things got messy when singer August Alsina claimed he had an affair with Jada, with Will's permission. At first, Jada's team denied everything, but soon she sat down with Will on Red Table Talk and dropped the now famous word, entanglement. She admitted she got close to August while she and Will were separated, though both insist it wasn't cheating.
You know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement. With August.
A relationship.
Yes, it was a relationship.
Despite
Absolutely.
the chaos, they've stayed united, redefining what a Hollywood marriage can look like. Number 29. Kevin Hart and Eniko Parrish. Back in 2017, comedian Kevin Hart found himself at the center of a major scandal after being spotted with another woman in Las Vegas. And, to make matters worse, his wife Eniko was 8 months pregnant at the time. What started as gossip quickly spiraled into something much bigger.
Cheating was not the problem. Lying about cheating was the problem. If I had been honest about it, might have worked it out. But I wasn't. I lied. And I didn't just lie on myself. I put my best friend in my
Someone
lie.
had secretly recorded Kevin during a one-night affair and tried to blackmail him, demanding money to keep the footage private. Kevin initially denied everything, but once the threats became public, he took responsibility in a heartfelt apology video, calling it the lowest moment of my life. Eventually, police arrested one of his longtime friends for the attempted extortion, but the case didn't hold up in court. Through it all, Kevin and Eniko managed to stay together, proving that even Hollywood couples can weather the toughest storms. Number 28. Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel. Justin Timberlake's name has been tied to cheating rumors in nearly every relationship he's had, from Britney Spears to Cameron Diaz to Jessica Biel. Britney officially confirmed in her 2023 memoir that Timberlake had cheated on her, but fans had already been suspicious years earlier. In 2019, Justin was photographed looking very cozy with his Palmer co-star, Alicia Wainwright, holding hands and touching thighs while married to Jessica Biel. Although Justin denied an affair, he admitted to a lapse in judgment and apologized publicly. After Britney's book hit shelves, people couldn't help but revisit his history and draw their own conclusions. Number 27. King Charles and Princess Diana. This royal scandal shook the entire world. What started as a fairy tale wedding between Prince Charles and Princess Diana quickly turned into one of the most public marital breakdowns in history. Rumors of Charles' ongoing affair with Camilla Parker Bowles had followed the couple for years, and in 1992, a leaked phone call between Charles and Camilla confirmed it. Diana later said the famous line that summed it all up. "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded." The two officially divorced in 1996, and the royal family's image took a massive hit. Years later, Charles married Camilla, the very woman who had once been the source of all the royal drama. Number 26. Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman. After Uma Thurman's fierce performance in Kill Bill, you wouldn't think anyone would risk making her angry. Yet, Ethan Hawke's marriage to Thurman ended under a cloud of rumors about an affair with their nanny, Ryan Shaw Hughes. Hawke has denied cheating during his marriage, but has publicly said he believes people are too childish about monogamy and fidelity, hinting that humans aren't naturally wired for it. In 2008, he married Hughes, the same woman at the center of the speculation. Katharine McPhee made headlines in 2013 when she was caught kissing Smash director Michael Morris. At the time, she'd been married to Nick Kokas for 5 years, and Morris was also married. Morris's marriage survived the scandal, but McPhee's didn't. She filed for divorce less than a year later, and later said she didn't regret the experience, calling it a valuable life lesson. In 2019, McPhee married legendary music producer David Foster, with whom she now shares a son. Number 24. Kenneth Branagh and Emma Thompson. Kenneth Branagh and Emma Thompson were once Britain's golden couple, married in 1989 and adored for their on-screen chemistry. But when Branagh worked with Helena Bonham Carter on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein in 1994, whispers of an affair began. The two divorced a year later. Although they never officially blamed cheating, Thompson later revealed she felt blindsided by the affair and described herself as feeling like broken dishes afterward. Her emotional performance in Love actually hits differently when you know what she went through. Number 23. Billy Bob Thornton and Laura Dern. Ghosting is one thing, but this was on another level. Billy Bob Thornton and Laura Dern were engaged in 2000 after 3 years together. While Dern was away filming, Thornton married Angelina Jolie in a whirlwind ceremony, leaving Dern completely blindsided. Despite the dramatic start, Thornton and Jolie's marriage lasted just 2 years. Dern, meanwhile, dodged a bullet and moved on. Number 22. Olivia Wilde and Jason Sudeikis. After nearly a decade together and 2 kids, Olivia Wilde and Jason Sudeikis ended their engagement in 2020. Not long after, Wilde was spotted holding hands with Harry Styles, whom she had directed in Don't Worry Darling. Rumors swirled that Styles had caused the breakup, but Wilde insisted her relationship with Sudeikis was over before she began dating Harry. Still, conflicting stories from the couple's nanny and insiders suggest the on-set romance may have sped up the split. Number 21. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner. For 10 years, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner looked like Hollywood's most down-to-earth couple, but things weren't as perfect as they seemed. After announcing their divorce, rumors quickly spread that Ben had gotten a little too close to the family nanny. While fans were shocked, Jennifer wasn't. She didn't deny that something had happened, but explained that the nanny situation wasn't what broke their marriage. According to her, their split had more to do with Ben's other affairs, gambling, and wild lifestyle. In her words, "We grew apart." Number 20. Tom Sandoval and Ariana Madix. The Vanderpump Rules stars were together for nearly 9 years and were seen as one of reality TV's most solid couples, until everything blew up in 2023. Ariana discovered intimate messages and videos between Tom and their co-star Raquel Leviss on his phone, and from there, chaos followed. Tom released a statement that came off more defensive than apologetic, and when he finally did say sorry, it was too late. The internet nicknamed the whole mess Scandoval, and it became one of the biggest reality TV cheating scandals of the decade. Number 19. Eva Longoria and Tony Parker. When Desperate Housewives star Eva Longoria married NBA player Tony Parker in 2007, fans thought it was a fairy tale romance. But just 3 years later, the fairy tale came crashing down. Eva reportedly found flirtatious text messages between Tony and another woman, said to be the wife of one of his teammates. Heartbroken, Eva filed for divorce and later admitted how hard it was to lose her identity as Mrs. Parker. But she bounced back stronger, finding love again with Mexican businessman Jose Antonio Baston, whom she married in 2016. Number 18. Debbie Reynolds and Eddie Fisher. This old Hollywood scandal was the talk of the 1950s. Debbie Reynolds and Elizabeth Taylor were best friends, until a tragic twist of fate tore them apart. After Taylor's husband died in a plane crash, Eddie Fisher, who was married to Debbie, comforted her a little too much. Soon, Fisher left his wife and their 2 kids to marry Taylor, sparking national outrage. The love triangle became one of Hollywood's biggest stories and even inspired comparisons to Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston, and Angelina Jolie decades later. Number 17. Ned and Ariel Fulmer. Fans of the Try Guys never saw this one coming. Ned Fulmer built his whole brand on being the ultimate wife guy, constantly talking about how much he loved Ariel. So when news broke in 2022 that he had been caught cheating with one of his producers, the internet exploded. Ned was quickly kicked out of the Try Guys, but surprisingly, he and Ariel stayed together and reportedly worked things out privately. It became one of the biggest YouTube scandals of the year, sparking countless Reddit threads, TikToks, and memes. Number 16. Jude Law and Sienna Miller. Jude Law and Sienna Miller looked like the perfect stylish couple when they got engaged on Christmas Day in 2004. But less than a year later, Jude admitted to cheating with his kid's nanny. Sienna was devastated, but tried to forgive him. Unfortunately, their relationship didn't survive the betrayal. Ironically, years later, she found herself in the headlines again, this time as the other woman in another celebrity's marriage. Number 15. Gwen Stefani and Gavin Rossdale. Gwen Stefani and Gavin Rossdale were rock royalty. Two stars from powerhouse bands who fell in love in the 90s and stayed together for 13 years. But when news broke that Gavin had been having a long-term affair with their nanny, Gwen was crushed. She filed for divorce, calling it quits on a marriage that had once inspired her music. In true Gwen fashion, though, she turned heartbreak into strength and love. Not long after, she found happiness again with fellow The Voice coach Blake Shelton, and the two tied the knot in 2021. Number 14. David Letterman and Regina Lasco now. This one could have ended in complete disaster, but David Letterman handled it in the most surprising way possible. In 2009, the legendary late-night host got a package that no one would ever want to receive. It contained proof of his affairs with women who worked on his show, along with a demand for $2 million to keep it all quiet. Instead of paying up, Letterman turned the tables. He worked with authorities, secretly recorded his blackmailer, and handed over a fake check that led to the man's arrest. The story hit the headlines hard, and fans were stunned. But what made people respect Letterman even more was how he addressed it on The Late Show. He stood in front of millions and told the truth, mixing honesty with humor and taking full responsibility. That openness helped him protect his family, his job, and most importantly, his reputation. Number 13. Jason Aldean and Jessica Ussery. Country star Jason Aldean had been married to Jessica Ussery for over a decade when his private life suddenly went public. In 2012, photos of Aldean kissing cheerleader and former American Idol contestant Brittany Kerr surfaced, and the backlash was instant. Both Aldean and Kerr quickly issued statements. Kerr even called it a lapse in judgment. Jessica filed for divorce in 2013, and by the next year, Aldean and Kerr were engaged. While they've both expressed regret about how their relationship began, the two have stayed together for over a decade since that scandal. Number 12. Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. When Twilight turned Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson into Hollywood's hottest couple, fans believed they were just as perfect off-screen as they were on-screen. But in 2012, that illusion shattered. Paparazzi photos caught Kristen kissing Snow White and the Huntsman director Rupert Sanders, who was married at the time. The scandal exploded across tabloids, forcing Kristen to issue a public apology while Robert quietly moved out. They briefly tried to make things work, but the damage was done. Their love story ended for good that same year. Number 11. Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. The triangle that defined the 2000s. Brad, Jen, and Angelina. Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston were Hollywood's golden couple until 2005, when he met Angelina Jolie on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Not long after, Brad and Jen announced their divorce, and fans immediately suspected there had been overlap. Brad and Angelina later admitted their chemistry began during filming, confirming what everyone already guessed. The two went on to marry in 2014 but divorced just 2 years later, reigniting public sympathy for Jennifer all over again. Number 10. Adam Levine and Bahati Prinsloo. In 2022, Maroon 5 frontman Adam Levine became the center of a TikTok storm when influencer Sumner Stroh claimed they had been seeing each other for a year, while his wife Bahati Prinsloo was pregnant. Sumner even shared screenshots suggesting Adam wanted to name his baby after her. Adam denied having a physical affair, but admitted to sending flirty messages he called inappropriate. Soon, more women came forward with similar stories. The internet was stunned, especially since Adam often flaunted his family life in music videos. Number 9. Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore. When Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore first got together, people couldn't stop talking about their 15-year age gap, but they seemed inseparable. Then came the heartbreak. In her memoir, Demi revealed that Ashton cheated on her with a 21-year-old woman he met in a bowling alley. She said the distance between them had grown over the years, and when she confronted him, he didn't deny it. The couple's split became one of the most talked-about Hollywood breakups of the decade, finalized in 2013. Number 8. Jesse James and Sandra Bullock. America's sweetheart. Sandra Bullock shocked everyone when she married tattooed motorcycle builder Jesse James in 2005. The two seemed like opposites, and that's what made them interesting. But in 2010, multiple women came forward claiming Jesse had cheated on her. Sandra, who had just won an Oscar for The Blind Side, was devastated. She pulled out of her press tour and filed for divorce almost immediately. Fans were furious. How could anyone cheat on Sandra Bullock? Years later, it's still one of the most heartbreaking celebrity scandals ever. Number 7. Gerard Piqué and Shakira. For over a decade, Shakira and soccer star Gerard Piqué looked like the definition of a power couple. They were rich, famous, and even landed on Forbes' list of the world's most powerful couples. But in 2022, the fairy tale ended. The pair released a joint statement announcing their separation, and almost instantly, rumors of Piqué's infidelity exploded online. Fans speculated that his late-night partying and alleged affair were the final straw. Shakira later admitted that dealing with the breakup in the public eye had been especially painful for her and their kids. Number 6. Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian. If there were an award for most chaotic celebrity love life, Tristan Thompson might take the crown. His relationship with Khloe Kardashian has been a roller coaster from day one. The first cheating scandal broke just days before Khloe gave birth to their daughter, True. Despite that, she gave him another chance. But that didn't last long. Not only was he later caught kissing Kylie Jenner's best friend, Jordan Woods, but he also fathered a child with another woman while still with Khloe. The repeated betrayals played out publicly, making Khloe's heartbreak everyone's business, something no one deserves. Number 5. Robert Mutt Lang and Shania Twain. Country superstar Shania Twain and music producer Mutt Lang seemed like the perfect team, in love and in business. He helped produce her biggest hits, and together they built a career that defined country pop in the 1990s. Then, in 2008, their marriage fell apart when Shania discovered that Mutt had been cheating with her best friend, Marianne Thibaud. The betrayal was brutal and humiliating, but Shania turned pain into empowerment. In a twist worthy of a country song, she later married Marianne's ex-husband, Frederic Thibaud, and found happiness again. Number 4. Jay-Z and Beyoncé. The world first got a hint that something was wrong in 2014, when elevator footage showed Beyoncé's sister, Solange, attacking Jay-Z after the Met Gala. The internet lost its mind trying to figure out what went down. And 2 years later, Beyoncé gave us the answer through her Lemonade album. The project's lyrics and visuals all but confirmed that Jay-Z had been unfaithful. Though the couple never revealed all the details, they've been open about working through their issues. Jay later admitted to making mistakes, and Beyoncé transformed heartbreak into one of the most iconic artistic statements of her career. Becky, with the good hair, may live forever in pop culture, but so does their resilience as a couple. Number 3. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver. When Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver married in 1986, they seemed untouchable. Hollywood royalty meets political power. But in 2011, their 25-year marriage came crashing down when the unthinkable was revealed. Arnold had fathered a child with the family's longtime housekeeper, Mildred Baena. To make it even more shocking, the child had been born just days after Maria gave birth to their youngest son. When Maria found out, reportedly after confronting him directly, the truth shattered their family. Arnold later called it his biggest mistake, but the damage was irreversible. Number 2. Hugh Grant and Elizabeth Hurley. In the late 80s and 90s, Hugh Grant and Elizabeth Hurley were one of Hollywood's most admired couples. Stylish, charming, and seemingly unstoppable. But in 1995, everything changed when Grant's actions off-screen made global headlines. He was fined and required to attend a community program, and he publicly apologized to Hurley, calling it a terrible mistake. To his credit, Hugh faced the controversy head-on, even appearing on The Tonight Show to talk about it with surprising honesty. Despite the scandal, Elizabeth stood by him for several years afterward. They eventually ended their 13-year relationship in 2000, but managed to stay close friends. In fact, Grant is still the godfather to Hurley's son, proof that time can sometimes heal even the most public of breakups. Number 1. Tiger Woods and Elin Nordegren. Few scandals have rocked the sports world quite like this one. Golf legend Tiger Woods and Elin Nordegren married in 2004 and welcomed 2 children together, building what looked like a picture-perfect life. But in 2009, shocking revelations about Tiger's private life hit the headlines, sparking one of the biggest celebrity media storms in history. That same week, a late-night car crash outside their home made everything even more dramatic, and soon, the full story unfolded. Tiger took responsibility for what he described as personal mistakes, and stepped away from golf for a while to rebuild his life and reputation. Elin later shared how difficult that period had been, but also how she focused on moving forward for the sake of their kids. The couple officially divorced in 2010, but both have since found peace, co-parenting successfully and showing that even the biggest public scandals can eventually lead to personal growth. And there you have it, 30 of the most unforgettable celebrity scandals that had the world talking. Some couples managed to rebuild, others went their separate ways, but every story proves one thing. Even fame and fortune can't protect anyone from heartbreak and human mistakes. Which one of these scandals shocked you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing your takes. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Hollywood drama, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next countdown of celebrity secrets, fame, and fortune. Because in Hollywood, the story never really ends.